I'm standing where Madison County Sheriff's Office says a road rage incident turned into a shooting between two men. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is taking a look into what happened here. Athens is home to all kinds of ways to express yourself creatively. The local art scene in town gets a spotlight shown on it every third Thursday each month. I spoke with the people responsible for putting on this monthly event. Ahead of upcoming elections, Grady News Source looked at 2024 primary election turnout data from the Georgia Secretary of State. This graphic here represents how voter turnout back in May of 2024 varied by our 5 counties. It's a big week for elections in Athens-Clarke County. If you're unable to make it to the polls in person, you're in luck. Requests for absentee ballots open up this week. All you have to do is fill out this form. I'm standing where Madison County Sheriff's Office says a road rage incident turned into a shooting between two men. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is taking a look into what happened here.
It is a very straightforward incident of self-defense, and he's had every right to do what he did.
Investigators say the incident started around noon Saturday when Ernest Howard began brake checking another vehicle on U.S. Highway 29. Officials say the two drivers then stopped on the corner of Kimberly Circle, leading to a physical altercation. An off-duty GBI agent driving by saw the fight and stepped in, drawing his weapon after seeing a gun involved.
My job there was to make sure that everybody who needed resources got those resources, that we got our investigators, that we got in touch with the GBI, that we got in touch with all the witnesses.
Investigators say Howard drove away from the scene before stopping in Clarke County and calling 911 from a nearby bank. ACCPD officers quickly responded while eating lunch nearby. Captain Baird said 47-year-old Howard was shot in the hand during the incident and later arrested. Shots were fired by both the other driver and the off-duty GBI officer.
We're still trying to determine for sure whose bullet struck Mr. Howard's hand. We're not 100% sure which person it was that hit him.
Howard is being held at the Madison County Jail facing multiple charges, including cruelty to children, after investigators say a teenage girl was inside the other driver's car during the incident. Officials say the other man involved is not expected to face charges as his actions are considered self-defense. The GBI says they could not provide additional comments since it's an ongoing investigation. The GBI says that when the case is complete, it'll be turned over to the district attorney. We'll be following this case when more information is made available. For Grady News Source, I'm Cade Johnson. Welcome back. Georgia's voting process could be changing soon, and a looming deadline is putting pressure on Governor Kemp and state legislators to finish the job. I spoke with local officials to find out more. Georgia's legislative session ended on April 2nd, leaving several bills unresolved. One of them, Senate Bill 214, could impact future elections. After July 1st, using these to count votes in Georgia elections will be illegal. What does that mean for voters?
So the bill that was passed through the House delayed the removal of the QR codes until 2028 to give election officials time to adjust.
Unable to come to a solution for extending the deadline, Senate Bill 214 sits on the governor's desk with the potential to change Georgia's current voting system.
All we're asking them to do is go back into it, extend it. Whatever is in the bill, we can do it if we have the funding, if we have the guidance, if we have anything. And at this point, we have nothing that would allow us to comply with the law.
Last Friday, the Oconee County Board of Elections signed and sent a resolution to Governor Kemp, urging him to call a special legislative session to resolve this issue.
On Friday, in fact, I did get a reply from the governor saying that the resolution had been received and he appreciated the input.
Now, all eyes are on Governor Kemp as counties across Georgia wait for his decision. For Grady News Source, I'm Cade Johnson.
I've spent 51 of my 57 years in Barrow County.
Kenny Shook grew up playing ball in the fields just across from where Barrow County's newest development will be. County officials and residents gathered at Victor Lord Park on Tuesday to celebrate the start on a new splash pad. This project has been in the works for over 6 years, and the county is excited to finally break ground. Several county officials spoke at the event. What makes this development different from the rest is how it was made possible. SPLOST funds.
So to see us be able to grow and expand and continue to put Barrow County recreation on the forefront with SPLOST and other things that were mentioned here earlier today, it gives us a distinct advantage to continue to meet the needs of our county and the growth that we're experiencing.
SPLOST is a 1% sales tax on goods purchased within a county. Since 1992, the Barrow County SPLOST program has generated more than $320 million. It is estimated that about $115 million of that revenue was generated by non-residents spending money in Barrow County. Director of Parks and Recreation Zach Churchill spoke at the event. He says this splash pad is huge for battling that Georgia heat.
Heat in the South, it's a good way to spend a day, spend a few hours, bring your kids, come hang out. So definitely much needed, and it's a big deal.
Renderings and models of the splash pad were available at the event for attendees to observe, and markings are already visible at the site. Construction of the splash pad is expected to wrap up and be open to residents at the end of summer 2026. For Grady News Source, I'm Cade Johnson. And when it comes to pets, who doesn't want to make sure they are getting the care they need? Barrow County Animal Control just hired Dr. Jennifer Odom, the first ever full-time on-site veterinarian. Since this new hire and partnership, nearly 300 animals have been cared for and 264 adopted. The Barrow and Jackson County partnership allows residents access to proper animal care in a timely manner.
And it was just found to be a much better way for us to be able to use that resource so that we can get the animals in and out much faster and get them into their homes on a much faster basis.
If you have any interest in adopting a new furry friend, go to Barrow County Animal Control in person or fill out an application online at barrowga.gov.